we really think for the next generation of clients, next generation of advisors, crypto is just going to be like any other asset class. You have to have a solution for it. It has to be part of the financial plan in a way that today it would sound absurd to us if an advisor said, you know what, I don't touch equities or I don't touch tech stocks. It's not part of my financial plan. That's how crypto is going to be in the next 5-10 years. You're not going to be able to ignore it.
The global cryptocurrency market cap was just below $300 million at the start of last year. Earlier this month, it briefly reached $3 trillion. As you just heard from Max Lane, head of product of Flourish, cryptocurrency is now a serious asset class that can no longer be ignored by the wealth management industry. Max and I spoke about his company's new product, Flourish Crypto, how advisors can use it to obtain Bitcoin exposure for their clients, some of the major RIA platform integrations they're launching with, and a whole lot more on this episode of the Wealth Tech Today podcast. Sit back, relax, and enjoy episode 118 of the Wealth Tech Today podcast. I'm your host, Craig Iskowitz, the founder and CEO of Ezra Group Consulting. Over the past 16 years, we've worked with hundreds of fintech vendors and enterprise wealth management firms to guide them towards making better business and technology decisions. You can learn more about us at EzraGroupLLC.com. All right. The Wealth Tech Today podcast features interviews, news, and analysis on the trends and best practices in technology for wealth management, asset management, and related areas. This episode is part of our November focus on alternative investments, and we're talking to influential industry leaders providing technology solutions that help advisors build stronger relationships, improve outcomes, and enrich client lives. Now, I've been working with technology vendors with solutions for alternative assets for many years. One firm I especially like is BitRIA. It's BITRIA. They're the world's first digital asset TAMP. Think of it as where digital assets meet modern portfolio theory. I like them so much that I joined their advisory board. The BitRIA digital turnkey asset management platform brings professional-grade portfolio management capabilities to digital asset investing, empowering advisors, asset managers, and OCIOs alike with distributed access and control of firm accounts, client accounts, and model strategies. Onboard client funds, adopt templated or custom portfolio allocations, rebalance positions, and much more. You can learn more about BitRIA at their website, bitria.io. A couple of housekeeping tasks before I forget. Be sure to subscribe to the show wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss future episodes. All right, now let's get this episode started. I am super excited to introduce our next guest, Max Lane, head of product for Flourish. Max, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Greg. Great to be here.
This is exciting. I'm super pumped about any crypto products, especially crypto products that are in the wealth management, advisor, broker-dealer space, and that's what we're here to talk about, Flourish Crypto.
That's right.
So can you please give us a 30-second overview of Flourish, first of all, the company behind Flourish Crypto?
Yeah, happy to. And Craig, thanks for having me today. Really excited to dive in on crypto and Flourish. So Flourish overall, we're a platform that provides innovative access to financial products that help RIAs, registered investment advisors, secure their clients' financial futures. And to unpack that a bit, what we really focus on is providing products in areas where RIAs and their end clients are underserved. And they might be underserved because of regulatory reasons, technology reasons, practice management, business model constraints, what have you. If we think they're underserved, we're hearing demand from our RIAs, we see a need, we're trying to overcome those blockers, overcome those hurdles, and plug those gaps for the RIAs so that they've got more tools in their toolkit to better serve their clients and help them secure their financial futures. On top of that, how we do it is we've got what we call a just works product and design ethos here at Flourish. And so in finance and with financial products, there can be a lot of complexity that can be overwhelming and intimidating. And we try to obfuscate all that complexity away from the advisors, away from the clients, and deliver our products, which are digital products, deliver digital solutions in a modern, simple, easy, delightful experience for the advisors and the end clients. We really believe the end client's experience with Flourish is an extension of their overall experience with their advisor. And we want to make the advisors look good. We want to deepen that relationship, put advisors in a strong position. On top of that, we really see ourselves as the technology innovation engine for RIAs, especially independent RIAs who just simply don't have the same war chests that the large financial institutions do to invest in technology for their end clients. So we really see ourselves as that engine for RIAs to help them deliver these digital products, stay competitive against these large financial institutions. To date, we've got over 400 RIAs on the platform. They collectively represent over $1 trillion in assets under management. We're also a wholly owned subsidiary of MassMutual, though we do operate separately from their existing wealth management and insurance departments. And we've got 2 products in the market. The first one being Flourish Cash, which launched in 2018, is a cash management solution, offers higher yield, higher FDIC insurance for cash inside the portfolio and held away assets, all deeply embedded into the RIA workflow, piping into reporting systems. And then we're really excited to talk about is Flourish Crypto, which launched last week. It's a turnkey cryptocurrency investing solution for advisors, built from the ground up for advisors. So advisors have the ability to take discretion if they so choose, pipes back into their integration system so they can report on it. They can bill on it. We provide 1099s, monthly statements, all delivered in a simple, secure, compliant manner for advisors. And so we're really excited to talk about that today.
I am excited to talk about it as well, but I want to roll back a bit. So full disclosure, we've done some work for you guys on some other, not on this product, but on some other stuff. And I always like the Flourish Cash idea and the held away cash and being able to manage that. As you said, giving RIAs the capabilities that investment banks have to move their clients, high net worth clients' monies around. So with the success of Flourish Cash, with 400 advisor, 400 RIAs, and the assets there, how did the idea for a crypto product come about?
Yeah, good question. I think it really goes back to what we're all about as a company, which is where are advisors underserved and how can we provide new innovative access for them? And so when we think about just the genesis of cash, which I'll touch on quickly, we can see where crypto came about. When we look at cash back in 2017, we're seeing that typical advisory client is worth, say, somewhere between $1 and $3 million. On top of that, or when you break that down, 10 to 20% of that is held in cash. And advisors did not have good solutions for hundreds of thousands of dollars of cash. And on top of that, they were losing these assets to competitive institutions who were putting out high yield savings accounts, internet only banks, and really using those high yield savings accounts as acquisition tools into their wealth management divisions. So an article just came out in the journal. Merrill Lynch is doing this. You can certainly look at Goldman Sachs's strategy with Marcus and the acquisition of United Capital to see that savings tools and cash management tools end up being lead generation into the deeper wealth management space. And so we said advisors need their version of a high yield savings account replacement that is non-competitive, that they can offer to their clients, that's offered through them, embedded in their technology ecosystem. And so that was really the driver of Flourish Cash. And when we take that same framework and apply it to crypto, we said, look, this is another area where advisors are underserved. We've really been seeing over the past, say, 18 months, though we've been looking at crypto on and off for probably 3 or 4 years at this point. But the past 18 months, we saw 2 key observations in the RIA market. First, the conversations we were having with RIAs, the sentiment was rapidly changing, was going from less of a neutral or even an anti-stance towards crypto and saying, you know what, I need to get educated. And that has grown into not only do I need to get educated, I need to have a solution because I have this bottom-up demand from my clientele. The second observation was an analysis of the current product marketplace for crypto solutions for advisors. And what we realized is from talking to our advisors through tens, if not hundreds of conversations, is they had three main options up until recently. Number one, they could ignore it and secretly hope it would go away and say, you know what, we don't touch crypto. We don't think you should either. That is starting to get phased out. Number two, they could send their clients to the major retail exchanges like a Coinbase, like a Gemini, like a Kraken. Easy to use product, but now you've created another held away asset that they can't see, they can't touch, they can't bill on. And then number three is they could use a host of private funds that trade over the counter, that it's great that they can access them inside the brokerage account, but they come with some meaningful trade-offs, high minimums, accredited investor qualifications, liquidity constraints, don't trade 24/7 on a 24/7 asset, and often come with high fees. And so we said, you know what, there isn't a great solution here, and there certainly isn't an RIA specific solution. We're going to go build it with Flourish Crypto, give them that secure, easy, compliant, direct ownership model, and build in all the advisor functionality they need. They can view on it, take discretion, tax reporting, and all built in a compliant way, thinking about the Advisors Act, thinking about the custody rule, et cetera, to make sure not only the advisors are happy, but the compliance officers for the advisors are happy as well.
And that is important. Compliance officers like to be happy.
Yes, they do.
No one's happy if they're not happy.
And exactly. Everybody else is happy if the compliance officer is happy.
Indeed. But back to something you mentioned. So good points about savings and cash management becoming lead gen for wealth management. I've seen this trend over many years, looking at firms like Acorns and Stash and Moneyline that have come into the market from different angles, either from savings, micro savings, roundups, or lending, then working that into wealth management. Do you see crypto as a lead gen for advisors into wealth management?
That's a great question. And we do, especially for the next generation, not only of clients, but the next generation of advisors. And so crypto is really this new piece of technology that, aside from it being an investable asset class, there's lots of interest in the underlying technology and what's going to come out of that ecosystem over time. And so we really think for the next generation of clients, next generation of advisors, crypto is just going to be like any other asset class. You have to have a solution for it. It has to be part of the financial plan in a way that today it would sound absurd to us if an advisor said, you know what, I don't touch equities or I don't touch tech stocks. It's not part of my financial plan. That's how crypto is going to be in the next 5-10 years. You're not going to be able to ignore it. You'll have different approaches. You'll have different opinions of how to own it and what you should own and what's best for your client, just as you do today with any other asset class. But there's no way you're going to be able to full stop reject it and not have an answer and have it live outside. And so we think that the advisors who adopt crypto and really invest the time in becoming educated on crypto and have a solution like Flourish Crypto, they're going to be the ones that win out because they're going to attract new clients. Because what we're seeing is with that bottom up demand, clients are getting involved in crypto, whether it's through their advisor or not. We feel strongly that they'd prefer to do it with their advisor. But if the advisor is going to reject it or refuse to embrace it and have the conversation, the client's just going to go do it on their own. And then eventually another advisor is going to embrace it and they're going to take that client. And so advisors, we believe every advisor in America needs to have somebody on their team who's getting educated, looking at crypto, understanding what this means, and figuring out how they're going to implement it into their practice, what solutions they're going to use, et cetera, et cetera.
I would agree. Now, it seems that Mass Mutual acquired Flourish in February, and it seemed to be the perfect company for you now with this product, considering they're probably the first insurance company that I know of that invested in Bitcoin. In 2020 through NYDIG, they made $100 million investment into Bitcoin. So did that have anything to do with this, or that just was a sort of icing on the cake and just maybe grease the wheels of the product?
Yeah, it really was. We kind of found kindred spirits, let's say, in Mass Mutual leadership. We, of course, prior to the acquisition, didn't know, what MassMutual's plans were, how they thought about crypto. We had sort of secretly been looking at crypto for a while at that point, and we're starting to talk to RIAs and talk about a solution. And it was just serendipitous that by the time MassMutual got more public with their crypto stance in making that investment, and we had this on our roadmap, it was there were great synergies between the two organizations. And so it's been fantastic that we've been acquired by such a forward-thinking company when it comes to crypto, and a company who is willing to put their name out there and put resources behind this new asset class and really help us bring this to the RIA world. And on top of that, we've loved the support we've gotten from MassMutual with our chief investment officer, Tim Corbett, writing a great blog post about how MassMutual as a company thinks about crypto, how that plays into the broader MassMutual strategy. And we're just really happy to be a part of it, and really happy to have that support from our parent company.
Hey, I want to take a break from this episode to talk about our sponsor. The Invest in Others Charitable Foundation is a nonprofit that recognizes financial advisors for their exceptional charitable work. Their 15th annual Invest in Others Awards will be held digitally this year from September 20th through September 23rd. That's just 8 days from now. Be sure to tune in each day at 4:45 p.m. Eastern Time to watch as each award category winner is unveiled. You can watch on investinothers.org/awards, and there's no logins or passwords required. Now, I've been involved with Invest in Others for 4 years now. It's a great organization. They do a lot of good. Please donate on the website, investinothers.org. I'm sure your company will match your donations. And almost every wealth management company that I know of is involved in Invest in Others. They do some fantastic work. Each finalist in the Invest in Others Awards receives a donation of $20,000. And the winners in each category, and I believe there are 5 categories, receive between $50,000 and $75,000 towards their nonprofit. And these are life-changing amounts for some of these organizations. And I've been lucky enough to be part of the judging on some of these categories. And the categories are things like local community involvement, international charitable work, lifetime achievement awards, things like that. So they break it out in different ways. And it's really tough to pick the winners because there's so many good charities that are doing such good work, building schools, helping feed people, building orphanages overseas, all kinds of stuff. Makes me feel really inadequate. I really got to step up my volunteer game. But investinothers.org is a great organization, great charity. You should check them out at their website. And you don't want to miss their awards this year. And please tune in on their website, investinothers.org/awards, to find out who wins. I don't know who's going to win. We need to learn. We need to know. We want to know who the winners are. So check them out. It seems opportune. Seems like a great match. So talking more about how this came about, looking at the features, trading, transfers, billing, integrations, 1099 statements. How are you doing all that with? And this is only with Bitcoin, right? That's so the first crypto out of the gate is just Bitcoin.
Just Bitcoin, and I'll talk about how we're doing it, but just on the decision to start with Bitcoin first, I think it's important to mention that we are a feedback-driven product and technology organization, and so we're in the business of providing solutions for RIAs. And in those conversations we had to validate this product and craft this product, the overwhelming majority of those conversations, plus 90%. RIAs were only talking about Bitcoin. And if we look at how others in crypto and in mainstream have adopted crypto, everybody starts with Bitcoin. Everybody starts there. They learn about Bitcoin. It's the longest running cryptocurrency. And then maybe they evolve and expand on their kind of crypto journey from there. And so advisors and their clients have been no different. They're just a little bit, I don't think it's controversial to say, a little bit further behind the crypto market in their adoption. And so they're starting with Bitcoin.
Whoa. What are you saying there? What?
I'd say they're just
it's pretty controversial.
Is that controversial?
No.
So just to clarify that is it's not a philosophical stance of being a Bitcoin maximalist shop or trying to pick winners in this rapidly evolving crypto space. It's just saying that's where the RIA need is. That's where the demand is. We're going to start there and then expand over time. And then to your question about how are we doing all of this, we are first and foremost a team of technologists. We're engineers, we're products, we're designers. We want to build the best products for advisors. And so we're well equipped to go interact with the traditional financial institutions, deal with the RIA technology ecosystem to make sure crypto plugs in a way that it's easy to use for RIAs and for clients. So on the client side, you can open an account in a couple of minutes. You can fund an account from an existing Flourish cash account, or you can move money in from an external bank account into your Flourish crypto account. Really simple trading to buy and sell Bitcoin, easy, statements and balance views to see your balance over time, see your positions. And then on the advisor side, it's all about plugging into their existing workflows. And that's where those technology stack integrations with their systems is so important. Reporting back into the Tamaracks, Orions, eMoneys, and Black Diamonds. So advisors just bring it into their existing workflow when they think about consolidated client views, portfolio management, consolidated reporting, billing. Flourish Crypto is just another piece of that.
All right. So now this is an area that I know a lot about. And how does this work? So Tamarack, you have eMoney, Tamarack, Orion, and Black Diamond. So you have three of the biggest providers of RIA platform technology. eMoney, one of the biggest providers of financial planning technology. Mm-hmm. I'm in Tamarack. I'm looking at my Tamarack rebalancer. I'm looking at my portfolios. How does the Flourish crypto product appear? Does it look like a mutual fund? Does it look like a stock? What am I seeing on my screen?
Yeah. And so we have, it's a good question. For many of these providers, we're their first crypto solution. And so sort of depends on the provider of how it will look. Sometimes it's kind of an alternative asset or a miscellaneous asset that you can name. We're working with them over time though to make crypto a specific type of asset to appear on those screens. As far as the data you get though, it is very similar to what you would see in an equity or fund position. You're going to get your quantity, how many units of a cryptocurrency do your clients hold inside of a specific account. You're going to get market value information. You're going to get price information. You're going to see transactions. And I think what's so great about that and what's so important is you'll see that in all the ways crypto is new and different and maybe a bit overwhelming, in a lot of ways, it's a lot like other things advisors are used to. You have quantities, you have market values, you have prices, you have transactions. And so hopefully that is going to go a long way towards driving advisor adoption of Flourish Crypto and crypto more broadly to see, what, we can model this, we can bring this into our practice.
All right. So I got to beat you up a second. So you said it looks like an alternative asset that you can name. Does that mean it's like a one-off manually inserted holding, or is it something that feeds automatically and prices update automatically?
Yeah. So it is a manual feed. So I should back up. We have the integrations are for Flourish holistically. And so if you've got a client, John Doe, who's got a Flourish cash account and a Flourish crypto account, all of that data is going to flow into you automatically. You're going to get daily positions, daily transactions, just like you would any other feed from another provider. It's all automatic. How exactly it shows up on a Tamarack or Orion, I don't want to speak to specifically. Some of them put it in different classes and give you different functionality around how you want to handle it. But from our side, what's important is all of that data is flowing in automatically. It's not a manual workflow. You do not need to be manually updating positions. Everything is automatically fed in.
Good. That's good to hear, because advisors do not need another manual feed.
No.
Updates. They've got enough of that. And so this is going through a separate custodian called Paxos. So if I'm an Orion customer and I clear through Fidelity, a custody of Fidelity for all my assets. Now, Paxos looks like another custodian that Orion is now handling on their multi-custodial platform, correct?
You'll actually see Flourish. And I think that's the beauty of the Flourish platform is with cash and crypto, what you'll see, sitting from a proverbial Orion dashboard is Flourish is a custodian that you can pipe into your system. So you don't need to worry about Paxos on the other side when it comes to the reporting side of it.
Cool. All right. But still, that's what these tools do. These are multi-custodial platforms. So they're bringing in the data from Flourish as a custodian, or what appears to be a custodian to them.
That's right.
And Fidelity or Orion or whatever their custodian is. So then they're tools. Now you talk about units. Are these units of Bitcoin? So is 1.0 means I've got a full Bitcoin, or is it some other like a GBTC kind of unit?
No. And I think this is a key point when we think about Flourish crypto versus the other solutions out there. This is a direct ownership solution. And so we've made it really easy for RAs and their end clients to directly own Bitcoin. So when a client buys Bitcoin on Flourish crypto, they are owning units of Bitcoin, which for those who are familiar with crypto, the smallest unit of a Bitcoin is called a Satoshi, which goes out to 8 decimal places. So tremendous precision.
1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin.
Correct.
Which will soon be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. We'll all be filthy rich.
That's right. So anybody who works on the operational side of the house will love the precision Bitcoin provides versus challenges we have on.
Or they may not love it.
They may not love it.
What the hell is this?
It's certainly a new world.
Yeah.
The RN clients will own Bitcoin directly. And so to your question about when I'm looking at an Orion dashboard and I see units pop in or a quantity pop in, you are looking at exactly the number of units of Bitcoin that an end client owns. There's no fund in the middle. There's no vehicle in the middle. And this is really an intentional decision on our side because we believe direct ownership of crypto is the most efficient way and best way to own crypto right now. It's more cost effective. Because it's more cost effective, we don't have any account minimums. There's no liquidity constraints, and you can trade it 24/7 because it's a 24/7 market. We don't have high fees relative to some of the private funds out there, no accredited investor qualifications. So when you're looking at crypto and getting your clients into crypto, you need to take all this into account to make sure that you're accessing crypto in the most efficient, best way possible.
I agree with you 100%. However, I'm going to take issue that this can't be true. Of course, we all know Bitcoin trades 24/7, but if I'm an advisor and I'm on Tamarack or Orion, can I put in an order to buy? Can I put in an order to buy crypto through Orion, or do I have to go to the Flourish website, Flourish crypto website to place the buy order?
Right. So initially, the initial integrations that we have with Tamarack, Orion, eMoney, and Black Diamond are on the data and reporting side. And because it's a new asset class, as you can appreciate, there's lots to be figured out on both sides on how to get this fully integrated. So that is all in there going to be piping in, so you can report on it, you can see it. Trading integrations between these two systems is something that we're going to actively be investing on in short order with our partners there. And so for now, don't know the answer to that question, but we are going to get trading integration, build it into the order management software. We'll need to see sort of what limitations we'll have around timing there. But on the Flourish side, you will always be able to trade 24/7 or on a weekend or on a holiday if you need to. And the beauty of Flourish Crypto is because it's a turnkey solution, advisors will always have their own dashboard that they can access directly. The same way, if you wanted to, you could access the Schwab platform directly and place trades there if you needed to. And so I think that's the important piece here is direct ownership gives you that option, where if you're going through a private fund or security route, you don't have that option full stop on any dashboard. The market's closed.
Of course. So this is a 1.0. I mean, we all know it's better to get a 1.0 version out, a minimum viable product, test the market, see how it works. I'm all for it. But just to be clear, if you want to buy Bitcoin through or buy or sell Bitcoin through the Flourish crypto, you need to go to the Flourish crypto website. to do that buying and selling, then the data will flow through as a custody feed into Orion, Black Diamond, Tamarack, or eMoney.
Right. That's correct. And I think that's really an important feature because as you can appreciate, advisors are in different journeys when they think about their crypto adoption in their practice. And so we're seeing a smattering of advisors that want to go discretionary. And then we're seeing I'd say a larger population that is going to do a mix, discretionary maybe for some clients, non-discretionary for others, or to start non-discretionary. Meaning if it's non-discretionary, the end client who owns the account absolutely has to have a tool to interact with their account, place trades on their own behalf. And then the benefit to the advisor is all that's going to pipe back in. And so you have to be able to support both of those options because that's where the RIA market is right now. It's a mix of I'm going to take discretion or I'm not, or I'm going to pick and choose depending on the client relationship.
Of course. Got it. So we're running, I can talk about this for hours, running out of time. So what else I want to ask you? On your website, it says hot/cold storage insurance. Now, can you now explain for people who don't know what that means, hot and cold storage, and how do I switch between them? So can I say, well, I want hot storage, meaning I want Flourish to hold it, or I can say cold storage, I want this Bitcoin now on my Ledger hardware wallet. Is that what you're talking about?
No, not exactly. So the way we've built Flourish Crypto is to be that turnkey solution to take these decisions out of the equation so that us in conjunction with our partner at Paxos manage the custody of the crypto on your end client's behalf. Now, as you know, Craig, there are going to be people, certainly in the crypto community and maybe some in the RIA market, who want to go the self-custody route of holding crypto, holding Bitcoin on their own hard wallet. If they want to make that decision, that is fine. We're really trying to solve the problem for the other part of that population, which is they don't want a self-custody. They don't feel comfortable with it. They want to have a solution that does it for them in an easy to use way. And so that's what we've built with our partners at Paxos. And so the breakdown of hot and cold is really built into the system we have with Paxos. For those who don't know, cold is basically holding your crypto at rest in an offline wallet, which just makes it relatively safer. Where a warm or a hot wallet is more when a crypto is about to be in flight. So think you're about to trade, you're about to exchange it for US dollars. You have to take it out of that cold kind of safety secure box because you need to move it elsewhere in exchange for dollars typically. So that's what hot and cold is at a high level. We, in conjunction with Paxos, or Paxos manages that whole process for us. And what Paxos has done as one of the leading crypto custodians in the space has went and gotten private insurance on their hot and cold wallet system. And so this is something that not every crypto custodian has. This is a key point that RIAs who are looking to bring a crypto solution and they think about not only the qualified custodian problem or the qualified custodian requirement in the custody rule and best execution and books and records and all of that. On the crypto side, they should be looking at custodians who have insurance, have protection, have the most secure system possible, because in crypto, there is no equivalent of FDIC SIPC. And so that's going to be a unique difference when RIA firms are doing due diligence on crypto solutions. And so you really who you choose as a custodian is a huge, important question when you're looking to onboard a crypto solution.
So would this be hacking insurance in case Paxos gets hacked and loses keys?
So the details of the insurance really depend custodian to custodian. For Paxos specifically, I can't speak specifically how their insurance works without an NDA. As you can appreciate, there's some privacy in how they design their security system And that keeping it private and keeping it proprietary is a security feature. And so with any RIAs who want to be due diligencing Flourish Crypto, that information can be provided, but I'm not at liberty to disclose the details of the insurance policy.
Yeah, I mean, if that's a differentiator, then I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to know their specific technology they're using to secure their storage. My question is it hacking insurance? Meaning, does the insurance come into play in case they get hacked?
Right, and that is a really important question when you're doing due diligence. I can say that what I can say is Paxos Insurance covers many risks. The specifics of those risks for the insurance and policy, I'm not at liberty to disclose publicly at this time.
On the product roadmap, what's coming? So are we going to see more cryptos? Are we going to see more? I mean, you already mentioned there's going to be some more trading. Hopefully you'll be integrating with the portfolio rebalancing tools. So I can go into Orion or Black Diamond or Tamarack and run what portfolio rebalance and say, hey, I want to keep my Bitcoin at 1%, and Bitcoin's gone up. So I'm going to sell some Bitcoin to keep it at 1%. And then the rebalancer can do all that. I imagine that's coming. What else is coming?
Yeah, so I'd say going back to the conversations we've been having with RIAs, as I said, the vast majority were Bitcoin only focused conversations. What we've seen over the past several months is those conversations have started to expand beyond Bitcoin, with Ethereum being the token that gets mentioned the most after Bitcoin, and then maybe a longer tail of other crypto products afterwards. And so we are planning to roll out Ethereum here in short order, add it to Flourish Crypto so that you could purchase both Bitcoin and Ethereum and hold it all in the same Flourish Crypto account. The nice thing about Bitcoin and Ethereum is that there has been SEC guidance that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities. That's a really important piece of information for RIAs to take into account when they think about the tokens that they might be offering to their clients. And I'd say from the Flourish Crypto standpoint, we're in the business of providing solutions, providing access. We are a team of technologists that's well positioned to move where the demand is as far as rolling out new crypto products or new tokens. But we do think beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum, there's a real question around the regulatory guidance for the other tokens. So for RIAs who are thinking about a solution, they really should be looking at this, getting educated on what the SEC has said, read the risk alerts, and we'll be watching that space very closely to see if the SEC or other regulators give more guidance, give a framework, how RIAs can think about other tokens beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum.
There are a lot of tokens. They don't seem to stop. But yeah, the most important ones clearly are the top holders. But are you thinking of doing any DeFi, such as lending products?
I think it's a similar view from our side of we watch both the regulatory landscape in crypto and the crypto ecosystem overall very closely. There's lots of interesting projects going on in DeFi with lending or yield generation, lots of peer-to-peer protocols. I think that it's an exciting time if you're somebody who is a big believer in financial technology and how this technology can impact our financial lives in the future. But again, I come back to that regulatory piece of without that regulatory guidance, it's just a different equation for RIAs. And I think an example of this is when we talk about Flourish Crypto to folks who are not familiar with the advisory space, they don't fully understand what we've done. And it's because on the retail side, there's so many great options out there to get involved in crypto. And the reality is advisors have been left behind. And it's because advisors have a unique set of needs. They operate under a unique regulatory regime. They cannot move as quickly into crypto as a do-it-yourself investor who wants to experiment with DeFi, wants to experiment with a new protocol. They have to take into account the regulatory guidance. And so from where we sit in Flourish Crypto, we take that into account. We watch that closely. Again, we'll move where we think the demand is and what's going to best serve RIAs and their end clients, but we have to watch that regulatory piece as well.
So the answer is stay tuned.
Stay tuned. That's right.
We don't know. Awesome. Well, this has been fantastic, Max. Thanks much for taking the time. Sorry to beat you up a little bit. I just have a lot of questions. I still have many more questions, but love to get a demo and see some more. I'm sure advisors listening and broker dealers listening will also be interested. Where can they go to find more information?
Yeah, so you can come to flourish.com. And I think the last thing I'd like to add, Craig, which I think you'll appreciate, is just to all of your listeners out there, all the advisors who are thinking about crypto, the time is now. Don't wait for some abstract milestone that may or may not come. There are great solutions now to get involved. Flourish Crypto being a great solution for advisors. There's guidance from the SEC on what you can get involved in and how to think about this. And there was a great quote from Rick Edelman recently that he said, he's been saying a Bitcoin ETF is coming in 6 months for 6 years. And we hear that a lot from certain advisors. I'm waiting for the ETF. I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for that. How much longer are you going to wait if your clients are ready? As we talked at the top, other advisors are going to adopt crypto solutions. That is going to be the way forward. They're going to be the ones who compete. The time is now. Get educated, get involved, start having conversations. Flourish, www.flourish.com. We're here to help you with that journey, help with that education, help with those conversations.
Excellent, man. Max, thanks so much.
Thanks, Craig. Really appreciate it.
Hey, it's Craig again. Here are my 3 takeaways from this episode. Flourish Cash is a new way for advisors to add crypto assets to their client portfolios. Flourish Cash is different in that it allows ownership of the underlying crypto assets rather than a future or a synthetic representation of it. And they're launching with a bunch of integrations with the top RIA technology platforms. And as you heard from the episode, while these integrations aren't complete, they will make it easier for advisors already using those tools to view the holdings and generate comprehensive portfolio reports and really have a better access to cryptocurrencies for their clients. And that wraps up another episode of the Wealth Tech Today podcast. But before you go, please head over to our website, EzraGroupLLC.com, and scroll down to the bottom of the homepage and sign up for our newsletter. Each month, you'll receive an email chock full of tasty goodness, including news and updates from across the industry. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. And remember, this is Alternative Investments Month on the Wealth Tech Today podcast, and we'll have more interviews with leaders in the space coming up. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you again next time.